just the afterthought.
Resolved.
It was a thought.
Price is wood.
Here.
Here?
Here.
Here.
Quit. And I know what that is. It's about a meeting I'm supposed to have tomorrow. I assume everyone's had a chance to read the previous minutes, and if there are no corrections made, the minutes will stand approved as presented. I need a motion, please, to amend the agenda.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda.
Second.
Second.
Burley, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Peggy, we'll skip you. Suzanne?
Okay, we have a resolution in here, and that's for the signing of the documents for the city utility building. Resolution number 2017-0101, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and the city clerk to attest signing the closing documents for the sale of the city utilities building on January 24th.
Good.
5th,
Tomorrow's the
2017.
Need a motion, please.
Motion approved.
Second. Second to stand, all in favor?
Aye.
This second is a proposed ordinance to increase the price of a cemetery plot sale in the 1985 edition block 11. And that's the north side of the cemetery where we have not sold any cemetery plots.
I'm going to make a suggestion at this point that we're going to attempt to go out and drill in a few places. And let's see what we've got out there before we also need an area at the cemetery that remains, which we do not have. So keeping those two things in mind, based on the fact that Burley thinks we need to find out for sure, is we think it's rock down in here, especially in the very northwest corner.
That's 11. We're talking. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, block 11.
We're talking about this last section, not the 1986 edition, but we're also talking about the northeast corner of the 85 and across that end, right here,
The west end.
the northwest, the west end.
Block 10.
There aren't any graves at all there. I don't know if we sold anything there or not, but the ground tails off pretty steeply there.
Okay. Back to
Right here,
05.
right here.
Down toward.
Now, right here is less than cap.
Okay.
They hit rock there down about 5 feet or so.
Okay.
So, we've got places where there's just rock every place. We don't really know where it is. So anyway, if we could table that, if it's okay with everybody, until we'll do a little bit more work. Present that another time.
I'll recycle them for the next meeting, you know that. We had a meeting with Andy Novinger, who is our
our engineer on the sidewalk from the school to the park, the contractor, and MoDOT. And honestly, you think MoDOT was building a 20-story building on the regulations. I'd hate to be the contractor. I mean, it's just overwhelming. But one of the things, and we did get we've signed the agreement and all of that, and we're able to begin work. I think they'll begin, he indicated the 30th of January, which we're talking about probably the first of the week, weather permitting. But she very plainly said, the final date, whatever the final date of completion is, that's the end of it. She didn't say, if you're done, you can quit. She says, that's it. And it very plainly here says, May 14th. So let's hope that the contractor can work in the cold and the rain.
3.5 months.
Well, they're allowing 110 days. I mean, if weather permitting, it ought to go pretty fast.
Yeah. I think you can lose 30 days pretty easy
In winter.
in the wintertime.
So, anyway, that's where we are with that. So we're getting ready, finally getting ready to start on that.
It just said X amount of days. It didn't say working days or anything like that.
Yeah. What it says, and you are to fully complete the work within 110 consecutive calendar days of issuance of this notice. Now, that's Saturday, Sunday.
That sure is.
That's a little different than most.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
hard.
The final date of completion of all work is therefore May 14th. And I heard Marvin today talking to James Hathcock. They've got a parking lot, you know, back behind, going there at A1 Insurance and back behind on the south side of the road. And I think James is going to give us permission to use part of that for dump the gravel. We were looking at the park, but that's not as good a place, so he's going to work out something with James, and that's where they'll put their gravel. So as far as their equipment's concerned, their equipment can be there most of the time too, really. So, but I kind of left that up to Marvin to work that out with the construction guys. So that's about to begin. Part of our responsibility will be to check. We have not done that before, but our engineer will, the records have to be perfect. And you've got state and federal regulations to deal with, so.
But is that something Suzanne is gonna have to do? So she's just gonna,
Well, check the weather.
you're gonna be able to go in bed.
Yeah. Well, you know, if it is just 110 days, and we can save money by doing that, then if it doesn't get terribly complicated, where you can't figure out what you're doing, we'll have Andy there to help. And the guy with the state's gonna be over here at least once a week. I'm sure if we have something that's not right, we'll know pretty quick.
Share our information.
Yeah. I took it upon myself to call Lyle Rowland and Senator Cunningham about a couple of issues. One is right to work, which that doesn't really affect us much in this part of the country. But it's come up again, and unless the governor vetoes it, and I don't believe this one will, it's going to pass. But we have another issue that's really important to us, and that's prevailing wage. And I read where they actually had more calls about prevailing wage than they'd had about right to work. So I put a plug in for us to do away with prevailing wage. And I got Mike's secretary and left a message, and then Lyle called back. I wasn't here, but he said he was in agreement, so it's going to come up. Right to work. Right to work we know is, but prevailing wage is coming up behind it. And Boy, I sure hope that passes.
I think it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, if we're ever gonna change it,
Yeah,
this is
you're
the
not gonna
time.
change it now, you never will.
So anyway, I took it upon myself to call both those guys. We close on the city utility building tomorrow. We've changed it to 2:30. We've got a safety meeting here at 1. No, that's, safety meeting's
You
Thursday.
have another one.
I have a place to be at 1 o'clock, so John changed that a little bit to 2:30. And that'll take care of that. Of course, that check warrant that's got is worrying her. She's wanting to get it closed and get rid of that check, so. And we kinda like to have it. So that's tomorrow. We have done a lot of work on the community building. And if you're like me, you're not in there too often unless there's something wrong. Look at it. It now has been completely painted, the main floor. It wasn't inexpensive to do that, but Greg does a good job painting. Lots of those things had 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of paint. He got in, we've moved stuff out in the kitchen. They painted all in the kitchen, painted all the shelves and doors. And it just looks like a different place. So now the floor looks bad. And everything else looks good. They've gone to the bathroom and redone bathrooms and all the offices, all the rooms on the main floor and the hallway all the way down. He'd had some water soaking in through that back wall as you went down the steps, and he's got some stuff where he sealed the outside and sealed the inside, and we hope that takes care of it. So we'll wait a little bit, and we can find somebody to do the floor, and then we get the floor. The tile's all good. The flooring's good. It just needs wax.
How old is that tile? Didn't we replace it not too long ago? Or part of it?
Well, I don't remember. I came back on in 12. We haven't done anything since
One
12.
thing we've done is we've had it completely stripped and
Well,
waxed.
that's maybe what I'm thinking about.
And it was
That-
about 1,500, I think, or 1,700.
Yeah,
It's probably-
that's about a year ago or
Janet
more.
King or something like that did the work.
Yeah, but it has to be done on a weekend. You know, so, anyway, we'll do that. We'll do that one of these days. He brought the final bill in, and so he's done painting. And in the process, we found a leak they had over there for years and years, running down the outside of the building. So we got that fixed. Barnes fixed that. In the spring, sometime, I think we signed a new contract. Do we do that yearly? We'll do a yearly contract with senior services. And we are going to discuss the rent. Our rent's $255 a month. And we pay all the utilities, we pay all the expenses and all the upkeep on the building. So, you know, we'll see what we can do, but it needs to be 600, 750 or somewhere up in that category.
Just to cover the utilities.
Huh?
Just to cover the utilities.
Yes. Well, that won't cover the utilities. Now, some places, I don't know, Becky Davis, Hope Mountain Grove told me, contract involved senior services paying a percentage of the utilities, but we'll start with the rent. We don't want to kill them first shot, and we'll see what happens, but that's 3 or 4 months away. We'll see if we can get that raised a little bit. That's pretty low. But boy, the building looks good. If you didn't get a chance, go down and look at it. We're to Extension Council. You want to talk to us a little bit?
Well, we talked a little bit about that, maybe last meeting, some, maybe it was after the meeting, but the Extension Council is to the point to where, of course, the city gives 10,000 and the county gives 10,000, and then the county furnishes the Extension Council the the building and the office space. But we went over the budget today, and they are, their budget is closer to 30,000. And they have 20,000 to operate with. And they voted last month to request another 5,000 from the city and another 5,000 from the county. And it is, my understanding that the county was not going to come up with another 5,000. So we have to make a decision as a council as to whether or not we want to.
Yeah, I've not had anybody from the extension council approach the city about it. If you hadn't said something, we wouldn't have known about it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't at the last, the December meeting, but I did read over the minutes, and that's what they had decided to do.
Well, Keith came in today, and we talked about it, kind of how we felt about it, and then we wondered what the county was going to do. So I just called Lance and asked him, and they are not going to contribute the 5. And so that, in any event, whatever we decide to do, it wouldn't be done until next budget period anyway. But I think we ought to follow the county. If they're not going to contribute, then.
How many people do we have in the extension office now here in the county?
Well, just one. We've got the office manager, which is Errol Davis, and that's the donation from the county and the city financially kind of just cover her expense and the phone and that's about it. But we don't have a full-time. We've got a livestock specialist, Wiedmeyer, and he covers multiple counties. So he isn't in the office full-time. There isn't a full-time specialist in the office now. Bob Schultes, he comes over from Webster County and fills in some. So we don't have a full-time specialist in the Ava office anymore. You know, I filled in up there, worked for one day when Ariel Davis was out on maternity leave. The Extension Council just filled in, so we wouldn't have to hire help for the office, but that way we were able to keep the office open. But I was there one day, and I had, for the entire day, I had 2 people walk in the office, no phone calls. 2 people walked in the office. One just wanted to stick their head in and say hi, and the other one wanted to ask what would be the best time of year to transplant a tree. So, you know, I don't know whether they're busier than that or not. But, you know, I'm thinking in today's world that with the Extension Council information on the website and you've got access to it in your home on a computer, it's
made a difference.
It's made a difference in the number of people that use that office.
That's the main thing, Keith, isn't it?
I'll suggest to us that at the time, let's just don't do anything. And we can formally address it if need be, come 1st of July. And I think most of us are in agreement that to be with the county on this deal. But we actually haven't been formally asked. So anyway, it's not budgeted for this year. We did go ahead and realize we were going to be asked for the 10, and Peggy had already budgeted the 10. So we were just waiting to be asked, and we got asked for it. But
I'll just check back with you in April or May when we get ready to put budgets together, how you want me to proceed with it.
shit.
Always wait and see.
Okay. So, but as for right now, I think we ought to just
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
let it ride.
Yeah.
We can make a formal decision on it later. Just Peggy's getting ready, it's about budget time already. So, we'll for sure be doing budget at the first week of March.
When you start putting your numbers together already?
Well, somewhat. I'm making notes, you know, around the edges. And then we'll start.
Well, we got the airport bid in March, so we kinda got
Probably end of March, 1st of April, I'll really start getting serious
Yeah.
about it.
we got a little bit of time. Keep your fingers crossed on the airport deal. Yeah. Anyway, that's where we are on the Extension Council. Just a reminder that the Pat Davis court hearing will be the 6th of February, which is a Monday.
I believe that's right.
Was that a week from Monday? Something like that. So, all of those that don't have anything to do and you like to just sit in the courtroom, we'll be there. Judge Bach is the one that's gonna hear it.
Sue, that takes litigation on closed.
Now, we'd already talked about it.
I'm not gonna put it in the paper anyway.
Okay. Suzanne, did I have anything else?
Not other than going.
Well, I've made it longer than 15 minutes, so. I don't think. I don't know if I said last meeting that I'd had a man come in looking for a hangar at the airport. Did I tell you that?
No?
He keeps his plane at Cotter, Arkansas, and lives at Van Zandt. And retired military. And so I've kind of begun to think again about how to get those city vehicles out of there. Yeah. Now, it appears that we've got a pretty good chance of another concrete plant going in on the Sanders property. I mean, it's not a sure deal, but
Sounds like
it sounds really good. In which case, we're still faced with the dust and stuff, and that's why they keep those bucket trucks out there. So we'll have to build some kind of shed. Well, we've got the room to do it. But what I really wanted, and the guy who was gonna have to do that was Leon, was sit down and look at that electric shed property and tell me how we could best use the space. And Leon could have done that. He was one I was gonna use. But anyway, we've got that to do. Not only will we build something to house those trucks, but we've got to build something to get rid of the transformers that are out there and get them out of there as you drive in. So that's the shed won't be a terribly big expense. But deciding exactly what you want, where you want to build it.
But that's a good thing to make the airport an airport.
Well, he says we could probably house 5 more planes. He thinks. So, been just kind of dragging my feet on that, but this guy kind of made me think maybe I need to start looking at it a little, we need to look at it a little bit harder.
Would he rent that hangar? Is that how that works?
Uh-huh. Now, in the quest to go to 4,000 feet and widen it from 50 to 60 and meet federal specs, and also part of that is to be able to house permanently so many planes, maybe 6 or 7. And those are some of the requirements for qualifying for federal money every year. That doesn't mean you get it. I think Mountain Grove's airport qualifies, but that doesn't necessarily mean they get that 100,000. But we're not where we qualify yet, and that's what David's aiming for. We're a ways from that, but the bucket trucks need to be over here. Anyway, guys have to go out there and leave the vehicle, truck, drive it, and then have to go back and park it. So anyway, that guy came in to see me, so that's kind of revived that idea.
We could wait till Senate Bill 20 passes, maybe we can build us a building and save a little money.
That's Senate Bill 20.
That's prevailing wage.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's 20.
Well, I hope so. Make,
Save quite a
we,
bit of money.
Actually, right on
was
that
it on there?
page, midway.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Senate Bill 20.
We'll simply repeal the law and eliminate
Yeah,
prevailing
Senate
wage.
Bill 29 defines maintenance and repair and exempts this type of work. Senate Bill 20 simply repeals it and eliminates it. Boy, that's what we're after. Yeah, good.
Have you talked to Cunningham?
Uh-huh. I didn't talk to Hamilton, I talked to the secretary.
Well, I talked to him,
And I talked to her quite a while back.
okay, he said they were working on it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I didn't know, I talked to him Saturday morning, and he said that he was working on it, and I
That's nice.
didn't know if he'd already told you. But anyway,
He didn't, but I figured he would, yeah.
Okay, he,
Because she indicated that Mike was in favor of that. I'm sure it would be. Well, I don't have anything else, but entertain a motion for close, please.
Make a motion.
I'll
Close the
second
closed
that.
session.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I should have told you.
Was your
Yes, sir. Don't be late.
Oh, I won't be late. Try not to be. But thanks.
I was doing it fast.
You know, I don't remember. He missed that.